Padawan learners. Come, let me teach you the ways of the Force. Well, time for a quick weather update. We were going to transplant plants this weekend, but the weather looks frigid over this Mother's Day weekend. I'm going to wait one more week, May 16th, before I put any plants in the ground. Memorial Day weekend might be smart too. Last week, we set up a couple of projects to study the germination rate of seeds. Germination rate is how many seeds will germinate or grow out of a certain number. This is useful if you find some old seeds and you're not sure if they're worth planting or not. For example, I have a lot of neighbors and folks that will give me some old seeds, and they're usually good, but the older a seed gets, the less likely it is to grow. To calculate our germination rate, I've got an assistant here with me today. Hey, Chewy. So we're gonna do germination rate with Chewbacca. How are you doing this morning? Okay. Well, Chewy, let's open up your first bag here. It's labeled Turnip Greens, April 29th. So it's been 1 week. And we're gonna open up this paper towel. And see. All right, Chewy, how many of these have germinated? Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. It looks like maybe all 10. Oh, no, there's one that did not germinate. So we got 9 out of 10. What does that look like for our germination rate? Well, 9 divided by 10 equals 0.9. To get a germination rate, you take your answer of 0.9 and multiply by 100. And that equals a 90% germination rate for our turnip greens. That's pretty good. Those are good seeds. Let's check out our other experiment. Are you ready, Chewy? Oh, right. All right, we'll grab the next set and let's get them out. These are some beans, light green beans. Some pole beans that you would grow. I hear you, Chewy. Sometimes it's tough to open those bags. Now let's take a look here. What's our germination rate for these beans, Chewy? How many have roots or stems growing out of them? What's that? Oh yeah, I see what you mean. I count that many too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 10. 3 of them have not germinated in 1 week's time. So our germination rate here is 7 divided by 10, which equals 0.7. So to do these, there's 1 division and 1 multiplication. 0.7 times 100 equals 70%. Just dealing with powers of 10 here. All right, so we have a 70% germination rate for those beans, which still isn't bad. I would probably plant those. Maybe just plant a couple extras to be safe. So for our propagation lab today, we're going to look at 3 easy plants that you can propagate to create more plants for more windows in your house, or maybe to give away as a gift to somebody. How are you doing today, Chewy? Awesome. Well, the first one we're going to look at is this jade plant here. Jade are beautiful, and I think this one grows really well. The Ewoks help keep an eye on it, so that might be the secret. You can reproduce jade by as easily as breaking off a branch with your fingers, just like this, and then planting the stem in the soil. So Chewy, why don't you go ahead and fill that pot with soil for us? And on the stem of this jade plant, you'll see little areas where the leaves once were, and these are called nodes. The nodes can grow into roots if you place them under the ground, and so that's what we're going to do. Here you go, Chewy, old buddy. Easy as that. Keep it watered, and remember to have patience, young Padawans, and this plant will begin to grow. A second plant that's really easy to propagate is a spider plant. Chewy, you can go ahead and start filling this second pot for us. Is there enough soil in there, Chewy? Okay, good, good. So spider plants reproduce by sending off these long legs, which is, I always assume, where they get the name spider plant. And at the end, you'll see what looks like very tiny little plants. And that's exactly what they are. There's even a little bit of a root, my thumb's touching, that's starting to come out of here. And to propagate these, you'll do the same thing. Simply by hand remove it. And then we're going to plant in these little nodes here. When in contact with the soil, will grow into roots. What do you think about that, Chewbacca? All right. So when you propagate by seed, you get genetic information from 2 different plants. That's pollination. This, however, you get the genetic information from just the mother plant here. So what we're creating is going to be a clone of the original plant. So it will be the exact same genetics. One more easy plant for you. This one's called vineweed. And if you take any of these vines and break them off and put them in water, over time, they too will grow roots. These have been in the water for quite a while, and I'm going to pull them out to show you the roots that have grown on these vines. Now that I've got roots, these plants could also be transplanted into a pot of soil, and then I'd have even more of these wonderful vine plants. Philodendron, I think.
For my ally is the Force, and a powerful ally it is. Life creates it, makes it grow. Its energy surrounds us and binds us. Luminous beings shall be, not this crude matter. You must feel the Force around you.